Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the first look WhiteysWalk DFS core plays for the DraftKings NBA main slate on April 12th, 2021. Today went well. We went two out of the three slates on DK. The AM slate, we did well. We cashed on all our GPPs, scoring a 300 on DK. The main slate didn't go so well for us. I was high on a few players that really sucked. Goran Dragic, he only put up 15 for me today. I thought with Oladipo out, I might get some old school Dragic back. He buffed out on me. Randall played okay. He played good, but I needed him to go for that 50 to 60. I really felt he could have trounced Toronto tonight, but he didn't. He went for 41.5, so he didn't kill me, but he was one that I really needed to score high up on. But, you know, the night slate came out well for us. We cashed with a 288.25. We just min cashed basically on all the DK GPPs. But, you know, that's yesterday. Tomorrow is a new day. You can't win them all, but I really love where I've landed on the core plays for this. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and like the videos. We're just started our YouTube channel. We're trying to get the momentum going on that. On Twitter, follow me at WhiteysWalk throughout the day. I give news and updates to these core plays as the news drops throughout the day. If you're new to the channel, what I do is every night I do a core plays video for the next day's DK main slate. I give you 3 plays at every position. I give you a top tier play at 10K to 8K. I give you a mid tier play at 8K to 5K, and I give you a value play at 5K and under at every single position. Then at the end of the show, I build you a quick lineup, a starting 5, using the plays that the core plays that I've come up with there. So that being said, you know, it really helps me if you guys subscribe to the channel. Like I said, let's get into this. Let's do it right away. It's getting late. Starting at my point guard, my top tier point guard, 10K to 8K, I went with Chris Paul. Really love Chris Paul on this slate. Comes in right at the 8,400. Westbrook and Luka are obviously great plays. You can't ever fade them, but I'm going with a balanced build again. Stars and Scrubs hasn't been working that well for me. I will switch over to that kind of play if a whole bunch of value opens up, but at this moment there's not a huge lot of value on this slate. So I think I think playing a balanced lineup is the way to go. Sorry, I got to spit that out for you. Starting it off with Chris Paul is great. 8,400, kind of a revenge theory. I'm not big on that, but going up against Houston, Chris Paul is the kind of guy that wears a chip on his shoulder. He has been a safe floor of 35 plus. He always has 50 to 55, possible 60 upside. Chris Paul's a great start at it. He's my top tier point guard for today in the first look core. My mid tier point guard, someone I will play quite a bit of actually, Dennis Schroeder. Last game, him and Kyrie got thrown out right at the beginning of the third quarter, but up until that point, he was playing great. I mean, in 20 minutes, he got 27.8 DK points, so he was en route for one of those big 40-plus games going up against Kyrie. But like I said, they got thrown out. I look for him to come against New York, who's, you know, they're kind of up in the air who they're playing right now, but I don't think they've got a defense that's going to stop them. Putting Andre Drummond with him has only given him another one of those lob options like he's been doing with Montreal. Gives him another assist upside there. Dennis Schroeder does get steals, which is another great thing about him. But Dennis Schroeder is a great mid-tier play and someone to probably a good way to start off your builds. My value point guard of 5K and under, and if Jamal sits out, Jamal Murray, you have to watch that news again. Follow me on Twitter at WhiteysWalk. If Frank Campazzo, if Jamal Murray sits out like he did again, Frank gets all the minutes. 26.3 DK points he scored with the same sort of news there. Frank is probably going to be one of the better value plays at this moment right now, as long as Jamal Murray sits out. Frank Campazzo is probably safe for around 20 to 25. He can get you 30-plus upside with steals. This guy's a ball of energy on the floor. So a great value play not Franco, Fancandundo Campazzo. I can't say his name, but anyways, a great value play. Moving on to shooting guard. My top tier shooting guard for the day, I'm going to go with a little bit away from some of the, like, Kyrie is out, but Donovan Mitchell, I love playing $9,200. He always goes a little under-owned for some reason. He's a safe 40-plus guy lately. Utah Jazz's main offensive threat, Does play defense, so he has steal upsides, but his last game, 57.3 DK points. The game before that, 44.9. Game before that, 42.8. And he's going up against Washington, who is fast-paced, so he's going to get more scores. I don't believe that Russell Westbrook is going to be able to D up Donovan Mitchell, so I'm looking for one of those big 55-plus games from Donovan Mitchell. Great top-tier shooting guard. My mid-tier shooting guard and someone I'm going to keep riding out on. I don't understand why his price is still this low. D'Angelo Russell is only at 6,600. I understand the minutes limit scare, but even at 25 minutes, he's getting you 36. So it's well over a point a minute. And I'm not going to be the one to miss out when D'Angelo Russell gets that 30 to 35 minute game and goes for 50 plus. People forget what this guy was doing at the last season. This guy was an 8K player all the time, and he's at 6,600. I'm going to have him in so many of my lineups tomorrow because I'm not going to miss out on the 55 plus game. Value shooting guard. And this one's kind of more of a punt play, but the other day he just got traded to Los Angeles. And let me get him up here. Ben McLemore is anyways who I'm looking up for. Last game just went on fire, so he's not going to shoot the kind of percentages like he did last game. But the key thing that I find with Ben McLemore is when he was playing with LA there, he felt so comfortable. He was shooting well. The bench was up off there. It just looked like they really loved having him there. And LA was searching for three-point shooters. They got it in Ben McLemore. So look for him to keep shooting those threes. He'll be wide open all day because people just don't want to guard him. And Ben McLemore at 4,400 is right on the teeter of being too expensive. I mean, at 4K is right on the teeter of being too expensive, but still okay if he's shooting well. So if you think Ben McLemore is going to come out with that confidence again and shoot well, Ben McLemore can be a fine play at 4K. Let's move on to small forward right away. I'm going to rifle right through these for you guys. My top tier small forward, you can play Luka as small forward eligible on DK. So you can get a build where you can, even if you want to do stars and scrub with Westbrook and Doncic, you can fit them both into the lineups here pretty easily. But myself, like I said, I'm going to be doing more the balance build. So I think I'm going to be fading Luka and Westbrook and trying to leverage price savings and get some more players in there that can get me a higher total in the end. So I'm going to fade Luka in there, but my mid-tier I'll jump down to. Obviously, Luka's a great play, so he is the top-tier small forward core play. But going down to the mid-tier is more where I'm looking, and that's with Ingles today. Ingles has been playing so well at the beginning of the season, faded off a little bit lately, but came back strong last game, giving us 35.3, which is right around where I need him at 5,700. Ingles can get you 40 to 45. It's been done at the beginning of the season. He was on fire. He was up around that 65 to 67 range, $6,700 range for a lot of the season, but has come down a bit. I'm looking for Joe Ingles to basically take off some of those double teams that go to Donovan. They hit off to Joe Ingles and have a good game. I'm looking for him about 30 to 35 again tomorrow. My small forward value play today, though, is one that I really, really love, and I played him last game, and he nearly got me a takedown. Kent Bazemore. We've already got Oubre ruled out again. So Kent Bazemore stepped up last game when Oubre sat out. Got us 29.8 points. I believe that Kent Bazemore can be that play again. With Oubre already ruled out. Sorry, my cat's jumping up on the table here. Get down there. And Kent Bazemore is one of the better value plays. At 4,300, he's starting to get a little bit priced out, but I think he'd be fine at 4,500 and below as long as Oubre's out. So keep your news on that. Nothing changes there. I don't think it will. I think Oubre's already ruled out. And hopefully he can get us up around that 25 to 30 again. If you're looking for a little bit of salary relief, you can get Kent Bazemore in there at small forward. Like I said, this slate does not have a lot of value at the moment right now, so you need to be following the news and updates. That's really easy. Follow me on Twitter at WhiteysWalk. Like I said, I'll make sure I get you all the news and info that'll change these core plays. At power forward, top tier power forward. I've been waiting forever to say this, and I'm so glad I can finally do it. Kevin Durant is back. We've got no Harden. We've got no Kyrie next game. In 23 minutes, he's got his 36.8. He's been on that minutes limit. Maybe Nash is going to let him just go out without these two here. People have to remember that Kevin Durant didn't just come back from an injury and they're sort of feeling him out. They were really, really careful in Brooklyn with Kevin Durant's injury. They sat him extra long. They wanted to make sure he's 100% when he came back. So I believe we're safe and that he is 100% right now. And maybe he's just going to look to Nash and give him the old, no, I'm not coming out. And against a bad Minnesota defense, with Brooklyn going to be looking for people to score with Kyrie and Harden out, Kevin Durant under 10K is unheard of, because he will be one of those players that's 10-5 and above real soon. Mark my words. So at 9K, Kevin Durant, I'm probably going to have him in most of my GPP lineups tomorrow. If you want to fade the top tier guys and you want to go down to a mid-tier play, Draymond Green is really good play at 6,700 tomorrow, because Wiseman is already sitting. They're going to need some bigger guys to play up against Joker. Now, Draymond isn't a huge power forward center, but his defense is so smart that he mitigates those feelings. So he's going to have to play a lot against Denver. He's going to have to take on some of the scoring as well. He's going to have to box out. When Draymond sets his mind onto it, he's always a triple-double threat. And tomorrow, I believe it's one of those games. They're going to need one of those games out of him tomorrow for playing Denver. So look for Draymond to have that triple-double upside, and can always get you 50, no problem. Value power forward today. And probably the best value on the slate for sure. Let me find him here. Najee Marshall from New Orleans. Great value. For some reason, he's getting a lot of play when Lonzo hasn't been playing there. He got us today at 3,400. He got 34.3, was the best value play. I believe he's going to be that again. Just the way the rotations work when Lonzo's out. I know he's a small forward, power forward, but when Lonzo's out, he bumps up into the starting role, especially when Neil Alexander-Walker is out as well. So look for him to get the starting play again tomorrow and stay at 3,400. If he can get us even 25 points, I'm happy, even 20. But I think he can get you that 30 to 35. New Orleans just is looking for players. He has upsides on assists and steals as well, with a steal a game. Probably the best at the moment. Najee Marshall is the best value on the slate right now at the moment, in my opinion. Okay, let's move right on to center and close this baby out. Top tier center, and this was one, it was a coin toss. You got Towns and Joker. They're both matchup proof, so I don't really look at that with them. There's only $100 separating them. We've got Towns at 10.5, Joker at 10.4. They're both up against some bad defenses. What switched it to me is Towns is up against Brooklyn, who has all those bigs that they can throw at him. They can foul him all game if they want to, and they still got enough bigs to play it all out. It is going to be in more, I think, up-tempo, more important game, Minnesota-Brooklyn. So that kind of was on Towns' side. But ultimately, I faded, and I went to Joker because Wiseman is sitting out. Joker gets minutes no matter if they're blowing out or not, and Joker has been a safe 50 to 60 points. So I would take the safety. I would go with Joker if you're going to pay up at center. He can get you a triple-double in the first quarter. I think he did it in like half of a quarter last season. So Joker is always a threat for that. Always a great play. There's not much more needs to be said. But I feel more comfortable playing the mid-tier centers today. And the mid-tier center that they still have, Andre Drummond on the Lakers, obviously, only had to do 22 minutes last game and got 37.8. In 24 minutes the game before that, he got 38.1. Now, these games haven't really been close. You get them in a close game where he gets that 25 to 30 minutes, you're looking at 45 to 50 upside, no problem with Drummond. Everyone has to remember, this guy was an 8K, not even more, 10K to 10.5K player when he was playing full-time last year. Andre Drummond is just a DK point scoring machine. And if he gets lots of minutes tomorrow, I think I'm going to take the price savings, get to $6,800, take my 40 to 45 with Andre Drummond, and walk away laughing. Value center. And this guy pretty much wins the center as as New York just doesn't have many centers. I mean, Tibbs does love to play Taj, but Taj is getting older. He can't play that much. Nerlens Noel's getting a lot of the minutes. 28 minutes, he scored 36.8 points. He's not a guy who's going to go out there and get you a 50 bomber or a 60 bomber. He's going to be consistent. He's going to get you rebounds. He's not many points. If he can get some blocks in there, last game with 4 blocks is what really helped him, and that's what his upside is on the defensive end. Blocks and steals can really push this guy from the 20 points to 30 points. And going up against LA, they're going to need him to play against those guys. So 36.8, it's doable again. He could get another 35-plus game tomorrow if he gets the minutes and the game tends to stay close. So if you're going to go down low on the center, go ahead, play Nerlens Noel. You should feel safe for at least a 20 to 25. He shouldn't kill you. All right, that's the core plays for tomorrow's main slate, April 12th, 2021 on DK. What we do at this part of the show now is I go ahead and I build a core starting 5. This is a first look one. Obviously, follow me on Twitter, like I said, at WhiteysWalk. I preach this because it's so important. As news and updates comes out throughout the day with injuries and stuff, this core 5 can change real quick. The whole core plays thing can change. So it's really important to watch that at WhiteysWalk. I'll make sure I tell you what's up. All right, let's build this lineup. I started with the point guard. I went with my top tier point guard. And I played Chris Paul. I loved Chris Paul here in the Revenge Theory. I really think he's one of those point guards that Revenge Theories does matter. He just has a chip on his shoulder, and even if not, Chris Paul's a great play. Shooting guard, I went D'Angelo Russell because, like I said, he is one of my favorite players. At this price range at 6,600, it's just crazy. It's not gonna take a long time before this guy's 8K and above. So I'm gonna ride the train until he's there. I love him. I love him for 30 plus again. Small forward, this is where I went down and I used the value. With knowing that Oubre's out, I really liked Bazemore to do what he did last game for us and be a 30-plus guy with no problem in an up-tempo game against Denver. Power forward, everyone knew I was going to play this because I've been waiting forever, but Kevin Durant, I'm sticking in him in 90% of my lineups. I just don't think they can not give him the minutes tomorrow with Harden and Irving out. If this game can stay close, Brooklyn still needs to get some wins. And I think Kevin Durant might just give Nash the old hand and say, no, I'm about to play. But even if he doesn't, he gets 25 minutes, he's still good for 40-plus with those scores not in there. So no matter what, I'm playing Durant. I'm going to play the safety, but I'm also going to hope he just gets all the minutes he can go 30-plus and get me back up in that 50-60 Kevin Durant that we're used to. At center, and like I said, I was going to play Andre Drummond all day long at 6,800. He's showing what he can do in 20 minutes, so I feel safe playing him. I'm going to stick with Andre Drummond. There it is. There's a core starting 5, first look. Again, things can change. This is the first look the night before. Follow me on Twitter at WhiteysWalk. Like and subscribe to the YouTube page. That really helps me continue to keep giving out this free content. And if you want to just listen to the video version or the audio version of this, I do put it up everywhere where you guys have get your podcast on all platforms. It does come up there. Follow me and also watch for in between 3 and 4 o'clock tomorrow, an hour before lock. I'll try to put out another YouTube video of another core starting 5 with all the injury news and updates that I have there. That video is great to watch too. If you want to ask me any questions, I try to answer everything I can on Twitter. Until then, guys, really love doing this. And let's get you away from that deposit screen. Let's get you into the green, and that ultimately makes you go to the withdraw screen. Till next time, guys.